Hello and welcome to Perfectly Paired with Chef Jim May. This is our 20th episode and it's a real special episode with a real special wine and we're going to have a lot of fun with it today. It is our 2020 Peters Vineyard Pinot Noir. It's special because not only is it delicious, but it was entered with Pigs Pinot, which is a highly regarded competition up here in Healdsburg, with 60 other Pinot Noirs, and for the second time, the Peters has come in first. And it's a remarkable wine, and it goes remarkably well with the dish that we're going to do today. And that dish is going to be Asian marinated pork tenderloin in lettuce cups with peanut noodles, and it brings out this rich ripeness in the fruit in the wine. It brings out the spiciness, and it's a perfectly paired dish. And what we're going to do is make the marinade. That you have to plan ahead, at least 8 hours overnight is fine. But the ingredients, everyone can have some of most everything here. We're going to start with coconut milk, soy sauce. We have fish sauce, which is optional, a little sriracha, garlic, and ginger. And you just have to mince this up. I'm going to do that right now. And then it's going to be marinated. Just put it in a plastic bag. You can mince all this together. And you put it in a plastic bag, make sure it's all coated. And it can be just a rough chop, because these are going to be some of the flavors that really bring out the spiciness and the fruitiness of the wine. So just put this all in a bowl. And we're going to add a tablespoon of sriracha. A nice little spiciness, just not too hot. We're going to add a couple teaspoons of fish sauce. Again, that's optional, but it gives you that umami flavor. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I put in a little bit, about a tablespoon or 2 of brown sugar, and some 5-spice seasoning, just a teaspoon. Again, that brings out all the different cinnamon and anise and cardamom and deliciousness, and then 3 tablespoons of limes juice. And we'll put this all together. And add the coconut milk. And that's as simple as that. It's very easy to put together. It brings out the robust, delicious flavors. Let's get this can. Shake it up because the cream will often come to the top of it. Open it up. Add it to our previous ingredients. And that's it. That's our marinade. And just we'll stir it all up. Get some nice little color. The flavors and the aromas are going to bring out the richness and the fruitiness of the wine. Then let's get rid of these guys. The recipe, it calls for six people. This is one pork tenderloin. They run about a pound and a quarter. So you're probably going to need 2 of them. And what I'm going to do is just cut them into like 1-inch pieces, like this. And because we're going to put them on skewers, and I'm going to put them in a bag, just like, very simple. Put them in like this. We're going to add all the marinade to it. I'm keeping out 1 cup, and the 1 cup is not going to be in touch with the raw meat, but I'm going to baste it while it's being grilled. So this is going to go into the fridge overnight, or just you can do it in the morning. Here we go. Make sure it's all coated. Goes into our fridge. Been marinated. I had one that I put in yesterday, and so it's been 24 hours, and it's all absorbed all that wonderful flavor. And what we're gonna do, I've taken 8-inch bamboo skewers. If you have metal ones, so much the better, but I soak these in water for half an hour or so they don't burn quite so quickly. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it put it into a colander because I don't want all the juice on them. I'm going to let it drain for a minute or two. This is what it's going to look like the next day. And like I said, all those flavors have been infused into it. So you're going to take these skewers and put probably about 3 to 4 on a skewer, like this. It's going to go onto a hot grill. It's perfect for summertime. It's a nice, light, delicious summertime meal. It's kind of unique in its own way. There we go. Got these guys. So, like I said, prep takes no time except the 24 hours of advanced marinating. The smell of this is just amazingly good. It's going to bring out. It's got all that spice. It's got umami flavors that'll bring out the flavors in the wine. And I'm going to actually pour myself a little glass because no cooking is complete without a little glass of wine for the chef. And I'm going to have a little sip of this while I go fire up the grill. You want a nice hot grill. It's only going to take about 10-12 minutes to cook the pork, which is probably about the same amount of time it'll take me to drink this wine. I've reserved a half a cup of the marinade before it went onto the pork, and I'm going to give this a good basting, probably twice before I take it off. It just gives a little extra more flavor, and there'll be a little bit left over that people can use as a little dipping sauce if they want. But these are halfway done. We got another 5 minutes, and they're done. I'm going to remove them. Now, you don't want to put them on the lettuce leaves right now because it'll wilt the lettuce leaves. And these have got a nice little glaze from the basting. Skewers have not burned completely off. See? And then we're ready to let it cool for a few minutes. Then we'll take it inside and plate it up. So we're going to like any meat, we're going to let it cool for a few minutes so the juices stay inside. And then we're going to give the garnishes that we're going to put in it is going to be around it are some halved cherry tomatoes, some pickled shallots, just pickled in a little bit of vinegar. If you're really ambitious, you can slice them and fry them and make them crispy as a garnish as well. Chopped peanuts. We have a little leftover of the marinade that was the basting that we could put sauce on it. Some edamame beans and some sliced green onions. Now what you can do is let the people help themselves and put the garnishes on the lettuce leaf with a little bit of the pickle, shallots, a little bit of the edamame, and then you just take one of these guys and set it on there and let them put it on their plate. And I'll show you what the plate will look like, how we like to serve it. So you can serve it, this is a little bit of rice noodle tossed with vinegar, soy sauce, a little bit of peanut butter and sesame oil. And then the lettuce leaves here. We can also do a little stir-fry vegetable if you like to give it a little more balance in vegetables. Do some bok choy, do some sugar peas. But what we're going to do for dishing up is, again, gives everybody a little bit of the pickled shallots. I put it on the bottom. You can put it on the top too, but on the bottom it stays a little more secure. I'm going to put some peanuts in there. Chopped peanuts. And then I'm just going to put one of these guys on here and one on here. I'm going to spread some edamame around to make it pretty, and it's also very good umami, and some tomatoes. And if you want to drizzle, or you can put a spoon in here and give a little bit more sauce just to moisten it up. And this is your plate. Like I said, you can, if you want, you can pull out the skewers and you eat it with your hands. You just pick it up and eat like this. So the only thing missing with this platter, other than your guest, is a glass of wine. And like I said, while I was barbecuing, the other one got a little consumed. So we'll pour another glass of this beautiful Pinot. Wonderful fruit, wonderful balance. We've had the Peters Vineyard for 23 years now. And it is a spectacular wine. It goes great. Again, there's a lot of strawberry and raspberry and cherry fruit. It got some spice in there, and the different spices from the allspice and the ginger and the garlic, and all add the complexity to the wine, and it makes it a perfectly paired meal. I'm going to try this again. Fabulous. One of our all-time great vineyards. Well, thank you for joining us. Again, you can find our recipes and the videos online, and you can also find our events coming up. We have our lobster and Chardonnay party. We have 2 events for that. And then after that, we have a food and wine pairing from a really great restaurant in Healdsburg called the Matheson. It's 6 of our wines with a course out with different dishes. Spectacular chef, spectacular restaurant. Anyway, hope you can join us for all those. And until then, here's to the good life. Enjoy.